Question: what is the nature of truth? In order to have any reasonable comprehension of the nature of truth, we must first have a basic and yet reasonable knowledge base and standing of the nature of nature as a whole. The four most basic principles of the nature of nature are the principles of growth, order, reciprocation, and balance. And with that said, with any particular subject matter that we are researching or investigating, for instance, specific aspects of persons, places, and or things, we must also acknowledge the law, nature, and purpose, as well as their form, function, and design of said persons, places, and or things. With these 10 principles, and I repeat, growth, order, reciprocation, balance, law, nature, purpose, form, function, and design. With these most basic principles, we can be sure of always arriving at reasonable standings of any subject matter in our quest for truth. Notice I did not say arrive at conclusions, because with the nature of reality, which is also the nature of nature, there is no absolute truth with any particular subject matter. Why? Because the very first principle, which is growth, already indicates movement and therefore change. That is to say, the only consistency with the nature of reality is the consistency of change. Nothing stands still. Everything moves. Therefore, every person, place, and or thing is in a constant flow of change and becoming, either in a positive or negative direction, and always in accordance with the laws of nature. So, how can we define the nature of truth in reality? I, for one, would never arrive at any conclusion or conclusions in my reasonings and rationale of any given situation. Instead, I acknowledge my inner standing, or I acknowledge where my inner standing is at the current point in time. I never accept my current standing as the absolute truth, because the principle of growth suggests that at a future point in time, my comprehension, in other words, my conscious, perceptive awareness of that which I am researching or investigating, will change. Furthermore, for most people, when it comes to accepting some bit of information as truth, it also tends to be emotionally anchored. In other words, people tend to become emotionally entangled with what they believe to be the truth about a person, place, and or thing. Thus, emotions, or the sensations of emotional energy, are nothing but feelings that are very often interpreted as confirmation of what we believe to be the truth. Another thing to consider when dealing with the nature of nature, or the nature of reality, or the nature of truth, another thing to consider is that reality only presents itself to us based upon what we believe to be truth, or based upon what we believe we know. This is how reality presents itself to us. This is also known as a divine paradox, where it is acknowledged by the sages and gurus across many cultures historically that all truths are but half truths. In other words, we never truly see everything as they are. We only see things according to what we believe or according to what we know. Now, this small blog cannot be concluded in any specific way as with the nature of the subject matter. So, I'll leave you now with this statement. The only consistency in reality is the consistency of change. And when we observe changes in persons, places, and or things, we are equally observing growth, order, reciprocation, balance, law, nature, purpose, form, function, and design. Now, I invite you to turn your outer visions to inner visions of your own self and being, and take your conscious, perceptive awareness onto higher and broader standings of your own law, nature, and purpose. These discoveries of yourself and being will bring you into perfect alignment as to who you truly are in reality.